right, folks, it's almost 5:30 here in the council chambers. It's Tuesday, June 24th, or June 4th, 2024 at 5:30 p.m. We've got the Board of Public Works regular session. We also have a Zoom link that is open and have members of the public and others on that Zoom link. So if during the meeting you're on the Zoom link and you need to offer a comment or input on any of the agenda items, we'll just ask that you unmute yourself and offer your comment there, or we can do the comments via chat. And it looks like, yeah, we've got several folks on the Zoom link tonight with different agenda items. So otherwise, it is 5:30 p.m. Is it 5:30? Yep. I will turn it over to Kyla Cox-Deckard, Board President for the Board of Public Works.
Thank you. Are you recording? I'll wait. Is it under more?
Recording in progress.
All right. I call to order this regular meeting of the Board of Public Works this Tuesday, June 4th of 2024. First up, we have messages from board members. Do we have any messages from the board this evening? All right, seeing none. Next, we have petitions and remonstrances. If we have anyone who is attending who would like to make a public comment on something not on the agenda, now is the opportunity to do so. If you are joining us on Zoom, you're welcome to use the raised hand function or type something in the chat to let us know that you're interested in making a comment.
I don't think we'll have any online comments.
All right, seeing none. Next, we have the consent agenda. Under the consent agenda, there's approval of minutes for April 9th of 2024, approval of minutes for April 23rd of 2024, approval of minutes for May 6th of 2024, approval of minutes for May 21st of 2024, noise permit request from Mother Hubbard's Cupboard Garden Gala, noise permit request for Artist Block Party, outdoor lighting service agreement with Duke Energy for West 1st Street, outdoor lighting service agreement with Duke Energy for West 2nd Street, amended contract with CE Solutions for repairs at the Walnut Street Garage, Resolution 2024-033, declaration of fleet surplus, Resolution 2024-034, declaration of surplus property ESD, and approval of payroll. Do we have any items that need to be removed from the consent agenda this evening? Seeing none. Do we have a motion on the consent agenda?
I move that we approve the consent agenda for tonight's meeting of June 4th, 2024.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. I will call the roll. Carone.
Aye.
Roach.
Aye.
Cox-Deckard, aye. Motion passes. Next, we have new business. Under new business, we have Resolution 2024-031, contract to uphold order to seal at 105 East Driscoll.
Mike Arnold from Housing and Neighborhood Development. This is a property that we did an order to seal on in December, and we've spent some time trying to get permission from the owner to allow us to seal the structure, and she has granted us that permission. And we've got a contractor ready to go, and we just need the board's approval of the contract so we can move forward with sealing the structure.
Thank you.
Question, Mike. So you have permission from the property owner, but the property owner doesn't have the financial ability to do the sealing themselves. Is that correct? Or
I don't know if it's that they don't have the financial ability or the understanding that they need to do it, but they're not willing to do it. So we told them we were going to abate the property, and we asked permission from them to do it. And if they give permission, great, we move forward. If not, then we get a warrant of entry and do it. But she granted permission, so.
and like other abatements that would be placed as a lien on the property, the
Right.
cost of doing that. Okay.
Other questions on this item? Okay. Is there a motion? Yeah, I will in a second.
Okay. I move that we approve Resolution 2024-031, the contract to uphold the order to seal at 105 East Driscoll.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Are there any public comments on this item?
None online.
Thank you. Seeing none, I will call the roll. Corone,
Aye.
Roach,
Aye.
Cox Deckard, aye. Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thanks. Next, we have Resolution 2024-032, encroachment agreement for Posh Hotel at 200 East Kirkwood.
Hi, Marie McCormick from Engineering. This is a request for an encroachment agreement for items that will encroach into the right-of-way with the construction of the new Posh Hotel located at 200 West Kirkwood in the old, what was formerly the People's State Bank building.
Thank you. Questions on this item?
Just to reiterate something that came up at the work session yesterday, the encroachments that we're voting on tonight are all that we're voting on tonight. All the other approvals for the hotel and space and everything like that have already passed through the relevant committees and have been approved.
Approved by planning and,
Great.
yes, have gone through the approval process.
Okay. Thank you very much.
We also talked briefly yesterday if there were other examples of similar canopies, and I did notice a few others around town, including Smallwood Plaza and downtown Blooming Foods and the hotel north of 11th Street, which I can't remember the name of it.
Are there any public comments on this item?
I don't see any.
Seeing none, is there a motion?
I move that we approve Resolution 2024-032, the encroachment agreement for the Posh Hotel at 200 West Kirkwood, East Kirkwood.
East Kirkwood.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. I will call the roll. Corone,
Aye.
Roach,
Aye.
Cox Deckard, aye. Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thanks. Next, we have change order number 3 for the Adams Street Sidewalk Project.
Jason Kerr with Engineering. Change order number 3 for Adams Street Sidewalk Project. There is a storm drain inlet that is at the southwest corner of Fountain Drive and 8th Street. Is at a low elevation. Does allow for coverage of the stone embankment from the adjacent new sidewalk that we just put in. What we did was install a different storm structure that lifted the entry of the waterway. We dirted around that, got a slope against the sidewalk. Everything's covered now. Water's flowing into it. We've looked at it during rain events. It's working quite well. This change order is in the amount of $6,500, bringing the total amount of the project currently to $390,138.26. And any questions?
Any questions on this item?
No.
Any public comment on this item? Seeing none. Thanks. Seeing none, is there a motion?
I move that we approve change order number 3 for the Adams Street Sidewalk Project.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. I will call the roll. Corone,
Aye.
Roach,
Aye.
Cox Deckard, aye. Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thanks. Next is lane and sidewalk closure request from AEG.
Hi, it's Alex Gray from Engineering. So AEG is bringing a series of about 9 permits that are needing extensions. They had been previously approved various dates over the past year and a half or so. And they have changed in their schedule various reasons, such as the coordination with Duke to attach to their poles, or weather, or other kind of cases of that nature. So they've had to adjust their schedule, and with the new schedule, some of the old permits have either been incompleted or various other stages of that part of the project, and they need to be moved to more current dates than what they were previously. And most of these kinds of areas, I try to give a short list in the staff report, but it's more kind of like 3rd and Atwater area, kind of near IU, to the south a little bit toward Bryan Park, and that kind of zone.
Thank you. Questions on this item?
Just for those watching on recording, this is for the citywide fiber project, is that right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
And just our regular check-in, that coordination and communication with AEG and the contractors, everything is going well, not well?
Coordination-wise, we're doing well. Like, we meet every pretty much weekly to bi-weekly, depending on if there's holidays or something of that nature. We are having some kind of continued communication about traffic control, because we're having some issues in that regard, where there's like sidewalks that are being blocked and not blocked very well. Like, we might have a signage that's just kind of sitting in the sidewalk, and we like to have kind of a 4-foot gap around them, that kind of thing. So we've been trying to work with them to get that figured out.
Staff is continually inspecting and monitoring and making sure. So while we do, as with a lot of companies in this business of fiber installation, they have a lot of turnover, it seems like, and so we're kind of constantly working through that, but they pick up the phone when we call.
That they do.
Great. Thank you.
All right, any other questions on this item? Any public comments on this item?
None online.
Thanks. Is there a motion?
I move that we approve lane and sidewalk closure request from AEG.
Second?
All right, I will call the roll. Corone?
Aye.
Roach?
Aye.
Cox-Deckard, aye. Motion passes. Next is sidewalk closure request from Reed & Sons at 525 North Indiana Avenue.
Hi, it's Alex Gray from engineering again. So Reed & Sons is working with IU to work on the retaining wall and sidewalk that's in front of the McCullough School over at Indiana, and that'd be East 9th Street. And the sidewalk in question is the section that is in front of the school on the 9th Street side, not the Indiana side. And the retaining wall there is also on the 9th Street side. In that case, they needed the sidewalk closed in that section, and they're going to take 6 weeks for that. They hope to have it done before the students return in August, and they need the parking lane as well. Staff has given them approval to set up their fencing and everything, and that way they can get started, because they want to finish in time, and we want them as well. And I checked it today, and it's set up very well, so.
Any questions on this item? Is there a motion on this item?
I move that we approve the sidewalk closure request from Reed & Sons at 525 North Indiana Avenue.
Second?
And any public comment? All right, we have a motion and a second. I will call the roll. Corone?
Aye.
Roach?
Aye.
Cox-Deckard, aye. Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thanks. Next, we have lane, alley, and sidewalk closure requests from Gillette General Contracting for 411 West 8th Street.
Hi there, Kyle Ball from Engineering. Gillette General Contractors are requesting the eastbound lane on West 8th and the adjacent southern sidewalk, as well as the north-south alley, to be closed from June 17th to June 27th, that 10-day period. They have provided a solid MOT for the work. The area would still be passable, as we talked about in the work session yesterday, for through traffic, whether it be pedestrian or vehicular. They did confirm that they would have that closure in place on the Saturday, but again, they will still have access to the parking lot with that single lane closure there.
Questions on this item? Okay. Any public comment on this item?
See any?
All right, seeing none, is there a motion?
I move that we approve the lane, alley, and sidewalk closure request from Gillette General Contracting for 411 West 8th Street.
Second?
All right, we have a motion and a second. I will call the roll. Corone?
Aye.
Roach?
Aye.
Cox-Deckard, aye. Motion passes. Next is lane, sidewalk, and parking lane closure request from Building Associates for the Trades District construction site.
Kyle Ball, Engineering again. So Building Associates is requesting this lane shift and sidewalk closure along with a metered parking reservation along the corner there to accommodate their large machinery that they cannot fit on the just the sidewalk portion due to the landscaping there. So they are requesting this to access that site due to the unique nature of the site being so tight on that northeast corner there. They're looking to have this as an intermittent closure from June 5th until September 15th. Anything that falls outside of this potential approval, would be a separate permit. They're well aware of that, and will continue to monitor their maintenance of traffic throughout.
Thank you. Questions on this item? Any public comments on this item?
No more members of the public are attending via Zoom.
Thank you. Seeing none, is there a motion?
I move that we approve the lane, sidewalk, and parking lane closure request from Building Associates for the Trades District construction site.
Second?
All right, we have a motion and a second. I will call the roll. Corone?
Aye.
Roach?
Aye.
Cox-Deckard? Aye. Motion passes. Next up, thanks. Next up is staff reports and other business.
No staff reports today.
Okay, thanks. Next is approval of claims. Do we have any questions on the claims? Any public comments on claims?
Don't see any.
Seeing none, is there a motion?
I move that we approve claims this evening in the amount of $737,568.62.
Second?
All right, we have a motion and a second. I will call the roll. Corone?
Aye.
Roach?
Aye.
Cox-Deckard? Aye. Motion passes. And I will call for adjournment.